Okay, Big Brother 3. Oh my god, that. This season of Big Brother is the season that every reality show should have. I mean, like, it's right up with Survivor Australian Outback, Survivor Palau, first season of The Mole, hosted by Anderson Cooper, second season of the Australian Mole, Top Shot Season 3, and. Oh, Amazing Race Season 1, thank you. It's right up there with all of those. This reality season is just gold. I mean, like, it has great people, great relationships going to all kinds of levels, all kinds of decisions, many stories of personal redemption, great taking control of the game, great blindsides, great alliance making, humor, a very good positive tone, very deserving finalists, and a winner that I feel proud for. I, I loved this season. I really did. Oh, heck, it was so good that I decided that I wouldn't watch the premiere of Survivor 26 so I could finish this up. Yeah, that shows how good it is. Survivor is my favorite reality TV show, but I decided that I wouldn't watch it in favor of finishing up another season. That's hilarious. I don't really know what more I can say. Even the people who there were times I didn't like Josh, Jerry, Roddy, Amy. I really can't hate them that much because they were just doing random bits. They were fun to watch still. And everyone really enjoyed their company, but yeah, they were drifting from the house, doing their own things, and then it was time for them to go, or the group of Danielle, Jason, and Lisa just had to pick them off. So, other things I need to discuss. The bit about Amy getting evicted and then coming back, that's not a big deal to me because it's the first four evictees, and then after the fifth person is evicted, they put that person back, so there's still eight people, so they have to get through six eliminations and win over the final vote. That's a lot of work that they still have to do, especially if they were the third or fourth evicted. So it works. Julie telling Amy that Jason, Danielle, and Jason and Danielle had that alliance from day one. I don't think she should have done that. She would have found out, but the host shouldn't have intervened. She shouldn't. Marcellus, once he explained his reason, I understand it, but still I agree with Julie. What were you thinking? That was so funny, whacking him. Oh my god. Okay, okay. So moving on to the Danielle, Jason, and Lisa group, I loved this group because first of all, at the beginning of the season, I began to think that those three were the people I wanted to see win the season. Then once they bring Amy back, get her to sort of get rid of Kiara for them, even though Kiara had done more than enough to piss Amy off and all that, those three end up forming that pact and then they take charge, getting rid of everybody. And I loved how they did it because they were made out to obviously be together due to how they ended up talking to each other in those group meetings, and nobody noticed. Josh, Roddy, Marcellus, all were getting to the point where they were thinking that something was up with them, and then suddenly they're on the block, and then they can't do anything, and then they get booted. I loved that. No one figured it out until they were off the show, and even the Jason and Danielle alliance. The only people who figured it out, other than watching the show, were Amy, but let's be honest, she would have figured it out anyway, and then Lisa, but by then she was the only person left. I love that. So it was awesome seeing those three, especially Jason and Danielle, get rid of everybody like that, and they were never nominated until the final three. Well, obviously one of them had to be. And then we get to the final three, and then when they're all that's left, things begin to change. So, how should I do this? okay, so let's talk about what happened in that episode, because from now on I'm just going to be talking about what happened in the last few episodes. So, right in the final three episodes is where Danielle finally began to get what I feel was a dark edit to where I didn't like her, because all the way up to the final three, it was obvious that she was basically the villain, but I loved what she was doing. I didn't hate her at all, but then, well, she does that thing with Lisa. You shouldn't have done that. Jason was your partner who was completely loyal to you, and you were completely loyal to him, and then you do that with Lisa just to save yourself because you're nervous about the rain? Oh my. You just left him in the open. Just. Oh my god. And then the behavior that she did for the rest of the episode and then the edit she was getting, I could tell that I was going to be rooting for whoever was going to be against her in the final two, because up until this episode, my preferred order to win would have been Jason, Danielle, Lisa. Once the final three episode came, the girls switched places. Then Lisa won head of household, which I was glad that she did because she ended up being prominent in the very beginning. Then she flew under the radar for a long time, and then she re-emerged. And even though she was working with Danielle and Jason, she was playing the game really for herself in a way, but not really pissing anyone off. It was a game strictly for her, and I just liked seeing her progress. Although I have to be honest, if she hadn't won the first head of household, I bet I'd like her a whole lot less. Eliminating Jason, well, he would have won both ways. Had it been Jason versus Danielle, he would have won, I think, unanimously, except for Josh, I think. And then had it been him versus Lisa, I think he would have won, but it would have been a lot closer. Anyway, Danielle versus Lisa. I was thinking that Danielle would take it, but I was actually hoping Lisa would win due to that edit Danielle got. And then, whereas, Lori, Tanya, Eric, Marcellus, and Amy, and Jason all voted the way that they were going to do. Surprisingly, Jerry, Roddy, and Kiara all go over to Lisa's side. That was pretty shocking to me. I would have figured that Jerry and Josh, and possibly Roddy, would have all gone to Danielle. Just, yeah, what happened to all that? So, I do like the fact that Lisa won, because based on Danielle's behavior in the final three episode only, she bumped herself down to where I wanted Lisa to win over her. My only real complaint is that, unlike where Will beat Nicole, it didn't feel like a group it didn't feel like a bunch of people casting their votes for a person and then the majority ended up winning. This time it felt like a group decision where everyone is just like, well, we just decide who we're going to go for and all that. A bunch of people go one way, Jason goes the other way, and then the other people go, well, this person's going to win, and based on what that other person has done, yeah, whatever, Lisa. So, I feel like the right person won. I don't hate Danielle at all, but to the jury out there, couldn't you have done it in a way where it felt less like a group decision and more like, I really want you to win for this reason? Yeah. So, I love this season, and hopefully there's more seasons like this to come.